It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast, coming to you live from the Holiday Inn Express in Daytona, Florida, on this, the 9th day of September 2022. I'm Chillie Falls. I made a decision on the fly. Actually, I made it last night. After all the grief I had yesterday with Wi-Fi signals at that McDonald's I stopped at to broadcast and wherever I was in South Carolina, I said, I'm staying put in the Holiday Inn Express because it's such a good signal here. And I love these people are just terrific. It's been a great place to stay. How did I end up here? Well, last night I had gotten about 20 miles up the road and I was just dead tired. So I still had another 100 miles to go from where I had a reservation for last night. So I pulled off the road. I got on the phone. I called Hot Air Tom and I said, help. And he did. So he got me a room here, and it was a handicap accessible room. Lovely room, great place to work. So I could finally get that awful broadcast yesterday at least somewhat straightened up and posted. But anyway, it's just such a great place. So this morning I decided, we're just going to sit put. I've only got like, 260, 70 miles or something to the hotel tonight in Miami for the cruise tomorrow. So, 4 hours or so. Yeah, I can do that anymore, standing on my head. It's been an interesting day, folks, with birthday greetings and messages. I've had birthday messages from 5 continents, and that's awesome. And I'm totally in awe of that, how that happens. Of course, it started relatively early last night from Australia, which of course they're on the 9th of September, way before we are. And I've just kind of followed it around the world with people almost everywhere. So thank you all so much for thinking about me and sending the messages and the greetings. I do appreciate it. All right. Today's, of course, the Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast for the 9th of September. Main story, we're down to 1 hurricane and the conditions are improving. Still the main story today, the lead story at least. Other things we're going to talk about this morning: Holland America to circumnavigate Africa in 2023. Boy, you're talking about a really cool cruise. The Queen Anne's keel was laid yesterday in the coin ceremony. Let's talk a little bit about Queen Elizabeth and the cruise industry and a minor fire on the Arvia. That and a lot more here this morning at 11 o'clock on the Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast. Today, folks, is International Box Wine Day. Not my thing. Sounds like this would be right up our friend Emily's, Crazy Emily up there in New York. Sounds like this would be her day. I haven't had box wine for a long time. I understand the lure of it. I always had such trouble getting into the silly things. If you're listening via the podcast, welcome aboard. You can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. All the big guys, Amazon Podcast, Google Podcast, that's Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, Podchaser, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Stitcher, any of them. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the Fat Travel Guy. As always, I post pictures and clips from cruises, both that I take and occasionally from the Chillie Cruises family when they're out and about. So if you ever want to hop over to the video feed, there's always a link in the description of the podcast. So you can hop over and check up the video feed at any time. Before we get to the news this morning, folks, I do want to offer my condolences as a very lacking word to all you guys in the UK for the loss of Queen Elizabeth yesterday. It's very difficult for Americans to understand and fathom the relationship that you guys have with the monarchy. And specifically, I mean, all of you that I know, that's been the only queen you've ever known in your lifetime. But your relationship to her, and I'm sure it will become to now King Charles, is just different than like our thinking and relationship to presidents in this country, which is the closest thing we have to that. And I suppose a good bit of it is because she was able to remain totally non-political. It didn't matter if her prime minister was a liberal or a conservative or what the political stance was. She got along with everybody. And I think that's one of the main things that is so alluring to the folks in the UK. So I know I've talked to a number of you guys over there. As you know, I've spent a lot more time with you guys these past 3 years now, and I learn from you guys all the time. So I offer all of you my condolences over the loss of your queen, and my best wishes for King Charles, who I got to meet one time, but that's a whole nother story. All right, I'll be back with today's news after a word from one of our network sponsors. All right, back with the news today. We got to start with the weather again, but folks, this might be the last day of this. Maybe not for the whole season, but at least for this run that we've had this week. Let's start with Earl. Hurricane Earl is reintensified a bit more while pulling away from Bermuda. Forecast to strengthen a little bit more today, becoming extratropical by tomorrow. All right, let's see if there's any new notices out. Swells generated by Earl are affecting Bermuda and the U.S. East Coast. Expected to reach Nova Scotia and Newfoundland tonight and on Saturday. The swells are likely to cause life-threatening surf and rip current conditions through the weekend. So that's the only message out from Earl. It's currently, the center of Earl was located about 140 miles east-northeast of Bermuda, about 1,085 miles south-southwest of Cape Race, Newfoundland, moving a little bit faster toward the north-northeast, about 17 miles an hour. Turn toward the northeast with additional increase in forward speed is expected today and tonight. Earl is then forecast to slow down considerably tomorrow night and Sunday. And it's basically going to hook around toward Europe and just die out there in the northern Atlantic. That's what we expect it to happen. The minimum pressure is about 28.44 inches, about 963 millibars. Earl's expected to produce rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches across Bermuda today. That's an additional amount of 1 to 3 across Bermuda. And of course, like I say, the surf conditions, not only for Bermuda, but up and down the East Coast and well into the Canadian Atlantic now, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland. All right, the other two storms on the map there have both you can't really call it downgraded because they never became named storms, but the chance of them developing further has been greatly diminished from what it was yesterday. So that's one of the reasons that I say conditions are improving. Currently, the one that's kind of in the center there is about 1,100 miles east of the leewards. Yesterday, it was 70% chance in 48 hours and another 70 in the next 5 days. That has been diminished now to 30% chance of development in the next 48 hours and 30% chance in the next 5 days. And then the one over there right off the coast of Africa is almost back to zero. 20% chance over the next 5 days. So clearly the southern Atlantic region, the trough as I call it, is improving. Earl past Bermuda is not going to affect any other land before it becomes a tropical, post-tropical remnant and just die away. So, and there's no, I mean, it's not going to get into warm water again that would re-strengthen it, any of that stuff. Just not going to happen. All right, Kay out in the Pacific has been downgraded now to a tropical storm. It's no longer a hurricane, so we've gone from 3 hurricanes 2 days ago down to 1 today. Let's see if there are any current messages on K. The reason I don't know that is because I have to check on the latest information. Okay, as the center of K passes just offshore, heavy rainfall will likely result in flash flooding, including possible landslides across Baja California and portions of mainland northwestern Mexico through Saturday morning. Flash urban and small stream flooding likely across Southern California beginning today, especially in and near the peninsular ranges. And flooding is possible beginning today in Arizona and southern Nevada. Wow, it would be nice if they get a lot of rain there on Lake Mead, who is really way, way down from where it's supposed to be water-wise. Tropical storm conditions are occurring over the Baja Peninsula, and they extend all the way to the Gulf of California coastline. Strong winds are not directly associated with K's core. The wind field are occurring across portions of Southern California and extreme southwestern Arizona. So this is basically expected to make a big left-hand turn and just become a remnant low out in the Pacific. It does not look, even though it's just right off the coast of Baja, unless something unusual happens, it does not look like it is now going to achieve landfall. The center of K was about 125 miles north-northwest of Punta Eugenia, Mexico, which puts it about 235 miles south-southeast of San Diego, moving toward the north-northwest about 13 miles an hour. A slower northwest to west-northwestern motion is forecast to begin today and continue into Saturday. That means it's just going to hook around, folks. This is going to bend to the west. And it's just going to hook down and go away. So I'm telling you, by the time Monday comes around and I'm broadcasting from on board the Symphony of the Seas, I bet we have no weather to report on. Excuse me. All right. So much for the weather. Do have a couple of stories. This is the Zider Dam. You know, Holland America. I like Holland America. I love their food. I enjoy the ships that I've been on. I was on the Zider Dam, and it's still probably one of my Well, it's definitely in the top 8 or so cruises of ships that I've cruised on. But they've just announced a 2023 Grand Africa Voyage. It's been released, a 73-day journey around Africa. I mean, this circumnavigates the entirety of Africa, departing from Fort Lauderdale in October of 2023. And this goes right up, I think it gets back something like December 22nd of 2023. Man, this is an awesome cruise. And yeah, folks, I know they're expensive, but when you break them down, it's not all that bad. The Grand Africa Voyage will explore 26 ports in 22 countries and territories. The cruise will visit Portugal, Spain, Morocco, Tunisia, Greece, Egypt, Jordan, Seychelles, Tanzania, Mayotte, Madagascar, Mozambique, South Africa, Namibia, Angola, Ghana, Ivory Coast, the Gambia, Senegal, Cape Verde, and Puerto Rico before it gets back to Fort Lauderdale. During the 2 full days in South Africa, in Cape Town, guests will be able to tour like Table Mountain, Nelson Mandela's prison cell, Chapman's Peak Drive, Cape Winelands. The itinerary will also feature several safari and wildlife opportunities. This has got to be added to your bucket list, guys. You can also break it down into 2 shorter segmented itineraries. Of course, you got some long flying to do if you do that. You can break it down to 46 days from Fort Lauderdale to Cape Town, and from 27 days from Cape Town back to Fort Lauderdale. The nice thing about you solo guys out there, so many of you follow me because I've cruised solo all the time, there's no 100% single supplements. The inside and ocean view are at 60%. Now, that's not great, but that's certainly better than 100%. Balconies are at 75%, so get a little bit of a break on this one. But, wow, I'd love to be able to do one like that, guys. I'd love to circumnavigate South America as well. That doesn't take quite as long. One of these days. As a matter of fact, there's a meeting going on right now with a number of travel executive folks down in Colombia, and my agent happens to be meeting with them and talking about possible opportunities coming up. That would be pretty cool. All right. Queen Anne coin ceremony. Queen Anne Cunard's newest cruise ship reached another important milestone in her construction as the keel was laid in a ceremony at Fincantieri Shipyard in Marghera, Italy. The honor of welding the ceremonial coin to the keel went to Captain Inger Klein Turhage before the large section of the ship was placed next to the ship's superstructure. After cutting the first steel, the keel laying ceremony is the next important step in constructing a cruise ship. Once construction has been completed in the Fincantieri Shipyard, hand over Queen Anne to Cunard. She will become the 4th ship operational in the Cunard fleet. Earlier this year, Cunard announced that Queen Anne will sail her maiden voyage on January 4th from Southampton over there in UK. I'll betcha my buddy Sue from the London Times will be on that. My buddy Dave Monk will be on that. Who knows? Pete might be on that too. So we'll have some people on that one when she sails, I promise you. I talked a little bit about my thoughts on Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth was, an advocate for cruising for years. I mean, the world clearly mourns the loss of a great leader and a dignified role model, which we just don't find that much anymore. While she was still Princess Elizabeth, the future monarch launched the Cunard White Star Line's Caronia in October of 1947. I think that's the first time she did something with the cruise industry. On December 30th, 1967, Queen Elizabeth named the illustrious Cunard vessel that also bears her name, Queen Elizabeth II. The ship, however, is not directly named for the monarch, Queen Elizabeth, but is actually the second vessel in the Cunard name to be named for her mother, at the time, the Queen Mother. Queen Elizabeth christened another Cunard vessel, Queen Mary II, in January of 2004. While yet another vessel bearing the same name, the Cunard Queen Elizabeth, is a Vista-class cruise ship that entered service in October 2010, again christened by Queen Elizabeth. The ship is not named for the monarch, however, evokes the classic nautical age of the 30s in her nautical decor and styling, paying tribute to both the previous Queen Elizabeth's vessels by bearing their name. Her Majesty named the vessel at the ceremony in 2010. P&O Cruises is also honored to have Queen Elizabeth name one of its vessels and serve as godmother. The Royal Class Britannia, which entered service in March 10th of 2015, became the flagship of P&O fleet. Queen Elizabeth also christened P&O's Oriana cruise ship at the ceremony on April the 6th, 1995, which was a momentous occasion as Oriana was the first purpose-built ship for the British market. She's going to be missed by a lot of people worldwide. She really is. One sad note, not terribly sad, but still, P&O Cruises' newest cruise ship, Arvia, suffered a minor fire while undergoing the final stage of construction at the German shipyard Meyer Werft in Papenburg yesterday afternoon. The fire broke out during the welding work in the pool equipment room. The ship was recently undocked and is located on Meyer Shipyard's outfitting quay. During the firefighting operation on board Arvia, all workers had to evacuate the ship. The fire brigade did take care of things. It was put out, no major damage, and it's not going to change her schedule of being handed over at the end of construction and her sailing schedule. All right, that wraps up the news for today. Wasn't a great deal of news out there today, actually. Let's go over in the chat room. My goodness, there's a lot of comments in the chat room. So let's see who is with us today. Kenneth's with us. Hi, Kenneth. There's Lizzie Lou. Hi, Lizzie. Carol's with us. Bonnie's with us. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. A super chat for my birthday. I appreciate that, as always. Hot Air Tom is with us. Again, Hot Air Tom, thank you for hooking me up again. And I know you've already hooked me up on when I get back on the 17th. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Sonny's with us. She says, happy birthday. Thank you. Jason's here. Jason from Pittsburgh. Hi, Jason. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Sonny says, rest in peace to Queen Elizabeth as well. Navigated Her Seas is going in circles just south of San Diego. Yeah, they've done a good job. The two ships that were going to be mostly affected by K, they've done a good job of keeping them out of harm's way and still letting people somewhat feel like they're cruising. They didn't get to do the itineraries that were planned, but they've done a pretty nice job with that. Super chat from Gretchen as well. Thank you, Gretchen. I appreciate that. They're waiting for K to dissipate. Yeah, it's this weekend is still going to be dicey as it actually moves into the States. but then it's not going to be. I think everything will be back to normal for next week. I feel sure. Lizzie, super sticker from Lizzie. Thank you, Lizzie. That's just wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate that. Goodness, folks, I appreciate this so much this morning. Bonnie's offering prayers and rest in peace for the Queen. A super chat from Sunny. Have an adult beverage for your birthday. Yeah, I may get in I think the hotel I'm staying tonight, I can't remember anymore. I think they have a bar. So I may just have a couple cocktails once I get there tonight, or I'll go out to dinner someplace and have a couple cocktails. I mean, yeah, I will definitely use it tonight. Thank you, Sonny. Sonny says you can't handle the heat. Jason says he's happy I'm getting donations for my birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys, yeah, just thank you. What can I say? I wish I could get some donos on my stream this week. People are stingy this week. Don't worry, I've donated plenty to Chillie over the years. Jason definitely has, no doubt about it. You guys gonna cancel me if I don't donate? No, that's not necessary, Jason. I promise. That's not. Nikki's with us. Hi, Nikki. Sonny says, "Oh no, we want you here to pick on." Yeah, it's good. They pick on Jason. They're not picking on me. I like it. Maybe Hot Air can take some of his Uncle Bruce funds and give it to Chillie. Hot Air Tom does more than his share with these hotel rooms, I tell you. My goodness gracious. He's literally saved my butt last night, folks. I was so tired. And I was looking at that 100 miles and it was storming again, and I was going, no, I was done. So yeah, he definitely saved my butt last night. Hot Air gave Chillie a hotel room for his birthday. Yes, he did. And then one for Sunday when I get back, or Saturday when I get back. Hot Air says you need to catch up. No, he doesn't. Jason says that's true. I forgot about that, but wasn't that all free points? I just paid off the Greek cruise. I'm broke. Yeah, I got a message from the bloggers cruise in January to say that the last payment is due. I sent him a message back. I said, you better check your records because I paid for that sucker when I booked it. So anyway. Lizzie says she's for Cape Town, beautiful city. You're from Cape Town? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that's cool. I would like to, I would love to do that. Well, number one, I'd like to do one of those really long cruises to start with. But, someplace like that where you're going to places that virtually nobody has been before, or at least if they have, it's, very under publicized. Sonny says, yeah, Jason broke too. Jason, Hot Air says, Jason, you need to become a sex bomber. broke here too. Bonnie says, since I probably won't ever travel or cruise again, I might as well give Chillie a small birthday gift. Well, thank you, Bonnie. I do appreciate that. And I don't know why you're not going to cruise again. You got to think positive that you're going to cruise again. That's the only way I can keep going, folks. You know, I'm thankfully, I can say now I've kicked cancer in the butt twice. So, and you'd be surprised how much that positivity in your life helps you get over all kinds of hurdles. So, I could do OnlyFans and make a killing. Yeah, but I'm just, I'm not that commercial, Jason. Now, I'd love to get sponsors. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'm commercial enough to want to get. I hope Jason is my son. I hope he's successful with some of these travel executives that he's at meeting with today. That would be awesome. I'll sell my soul to be to sponsor that trip around Africa. Yeah. That trip's, for a solo, it starts at like 20 grand for a solo. Okay. For the 74 days. Yeah. Give me a couple sponsors. I'll do that. Represent Zuiderdam quite well. Broadcast from literally all around Africa as long as we got a Wi-Fi signal. Maybe by then we'll have the new one from Elon Musk. So, Bonnie says my health is preventing me from going anywhere. I understand, Bonnie, but just keep thinking that you're going to get back to where you can go again. Lizzie says, big hugs. Hope your health improves. Gretchen says, sorry. Yeah, Bonnie, everybody, we all want you to cruise again. Jason says the Conquest is heading for dry dock. Yeah, I saw that. And yeah, Jason and I will be on that one next year. It's a Panama Canal. It goes into South America. I'm looking forward to that because it's going to be a couple places that I haven't been. So, yeah. Also, I've not been on Conquest. That's going to be interesting. I was on Sunrise, and the only problem I had with Sunrise was that the smoking in the casino was awful, and that was one of those ships that to go anywhere you had to go through the casino, and it was terrible that you constantly had to walk through the smoke. Only thing I didn't like about Sunrise. I liked everything else about her. So I'm looking forward to being on another similar ship. Bonnie says, if I could be beamed up and onto a cruise ship and live on a ship for the rest of my life, I would. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. Now, I understand that. That's another thing. I keep getting the messages now from the new residential ships. Like they keep sending me messages like I can go drop a $250,000 for one of their cabins. Jason says, too bad you only get like 70% from the super chats. YouTube takes their cut. Yeah, they do. Z Show Cruise Fun. What's up, cruisers? Good to have you with us again. Hot Air says I was in planning mode this morning, booked an 8-hour Viator tour in Stockholm, June 23rd, 2023. Got to see that ship that sunk on its maiden voyage. Which ship are you on for that cruise, Hot Air Tom? Sonny says, hello to the Z Show Cruise Fun. We're not going to Stockholm. Ever heard of Gothenburg? Tom, funny, I looked at excursions a bit too. Oktoberfest, as long as they have beer and sausage, we're good. There you go, Gretchen. Jason says the smoking was under control on Legend. Well, that's good to know. You can probably hear, I'm down in the lobby, and they're doing some of their cleanup, so you might hear the vacuum cleaner cleaning the carpet there. Travel with Lizzie Luz. We go to Cape Town on January 21st for a January 26th cruise. Any suggestions on tours in Cape Town? I think Hot Air Tom needs to go out there and see some of those, some wildlife in one of the wildlife preserves. I think that would be cool. That's what I'd do if I was there, if I could get there. Nikki says YouTube takes a percentage, but not if you donate directly to PayPal. That's true. Jason says she's PayPal to donate more. I'll be off the air in about 2 minutes. If you could give me 1 second. He coming into vacuum here, folks. That's going to wrap me up for today, guys. As always, thank you for being with me. Thanks for all the birthday greetings. Thanks for all the super chats, super stickers, and all that business. I will see you guys. I'll probably do something from Miami, and I'll see you guys on board Symphony of the Seas tomorrow. You guys have a terrific day. As always, stay healthy and think about cruising. And hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Later, y'all. Have a terrific day.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you'd like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.